there's lots of other things we can use to calm down. So what I use is a calming box or a coping box. And when I say coping, it means how do we manage our big feelings? Big feelings can be hard to manage. So a good way to help manage our feelings is to find anything that we like to experience. And we experience everything with our eyes and our ears and our nose and our mouth and our fingers. So those are called our senses. So anything that you enjoy and it's safe can go in a coping box. So tonight I have a little box and I'm going to put my name on it. There's my name, Miss Sandy. And I'm going to tape my name to it. And you guys could do this at home. And I have this little plastic box, but you could use a shoe box. I have another one of these that I made with a shoe box, and it's my favorite. Here's my Kermit the Frog shoe box. I wish I could show you my Kermit the Frog sneakers. They're awesome. So in my coping box, I'm going to put my glitter jar, and it's nice and secure so it can go upside down and sideways and not spill. You know what else is in my coping box? Bubbles. Bubbles are really a great thing to help us calm down because they're fun. They're very fun, but they also help us control our breathing. And when we control our breathing, we can settle down and we can slow our breathing, we can slow our heart rate, and we can feel better. So I always keep bubbles in there. So these are things, remember, we see, we smell, we taste, we hear. So what we need something we can hear. I have something right here. These are magnets. And magnets are amazing because what do? They stick together. And these ones make a very fun sound. And you can spin them and you can hold them. And sometimes they're cold. So they're very nice to touch because these ones are very smooth. And moms and dads, they come from Dollar General and they're $1. Now, what else? Something that we can smell. How about a peppermint? Peppermints are very soothing because they settle our stomach, they clean up our sinuses, and they smell very good. You have to be big enough to have a hard candy, though. This kind of hard candy is a warhead. These are very, very, very sour. But when you eat something super sour, your brain that's really busy thinking about the things that have you sad or mad or frustrated or any of those big feelings, your brain says, nope, I'm going to focus on the sour because it is overwhelming. So a little sour treat can actually help you feel better and calm down. Okay, so we're touching things, we're feeling things, we're smelling things, we're tasting things. What can we, and we're hearing things. We can add a few more things. Some stickers that you can decorate your box with or just play with, whether they're superheroes or video game characters, things that you like. Something encouraging. This says, do what makes you happy. So it's nice to have something encouraging in there. Moms and dads, this is something that kids can use all by themselves when they're upset. So they can learn how to soothe their own feelings. We can put puzzle books in there. We can put tissues in there because sometimes we have big feelings that require tissues. We can put, how about let's see. How about a little notepad and a colorful pen? Sometimes we want to write down those serious feelings. Sometimes we have thoughts that we don't want to share with anyone else. So maybe if that's available, we can write down those feelings and maybe that'll help us feel better. And any kind of fidget. Guys, I bet you have stuff all over your house that could go in here. Here's my little fidget keychain. And I was actually playing with this earlier and it calmed me right down. Here's a little something. You've got this. Just a little reminder, just a little encouragement. I'm going to tape that right to the lid of my box. So every time I open my box, it's a little bit of what we call a positive self-affirmation. So I can remind myself that I'm going to be okay. And that could work for you too. All right, guys. So that's our calming little toolbox. I hope that helps you guys, and I hope you guys try this out.
Wow, Miss Sandy, that is really amazing. I know sometimes I might feel sad or mad or anxious, and sometimes I like to have maybe some crayons and I like to color. And so I call that my color me calm time. Or sometimes if I feel really angry, then I might get some stress balls and I would squeeze them. And then, yes, just like that, Miss Sandy. And then I would feel so much better. So we should put those in our calming box. And I see my friend has a question again. Go ahead, friend. What's your question?
I think I would put pens and paper or some crayons or like a little stuffy squishy.
Yes, those are great ideas. What's your name, friend?
Hannah?
Hannah, thank you for sharing. Great idea. Sometimes if you want to draw, sometimes we like to write, but sometimes we can draw pictures too, and that makes us feel better, right? We can draw our feelings on the paper. Great ideas. Awesome. Miss Sandy, you did such a fantastic job. I love your sensory bottles.
Thank you. Isn't that
Very
fun?
cool. That is so fun.
Now see, it's all settled. I had it sideways, so it's settled sideways, and it's much more translucent where you can see everything. And I found Squirtle. I don't know if you guys can see him. He's in there. I'm gonna give it a little shake.
Fun I Spy game. Are there any other types of ingredients that we could put in and to create a sensory bottle? Maybe some household items that we might have that we could use?
Absolutely. The only thing you want to remember is it needs to be water soluble because we don't ever want to open this back up again. So we want to be careful not to put anything paper or wooden in there. But just about anything else. An old piece of costume jewelry. I like to put a little pearl bead in there to find the pearl in the sea, which is fun. You can also make a bottle like this with rice and add any number of other things that don't need to be water soluble, and they make a great I Spy game. So rubber bands and pennies and buttons and bottle caps, really anything.
And sometimes just shaking the bottle and the sound of the bottle could be like if you put rice in it and you turn it back and forth, then it's almost like a little rain stick. And that can be soothing and calm you down as well.